Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here on this beautiful July 27th, and it is going to be a historic day. I am accompanied here by Dr. Mr. Fuji.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And he has finally convinced me to play Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth in anticipation of the game coming out tomorrow. What is the game about?
Digimon Survive is coming out tomorrow. Is a like a horror survival game, but also an RPG where your choices actually affect everything. Cyber Sleuth is a bit different, and then it's kind of like it's an RPG where you build your team with different Digimon. But there's a lot of different story elements in this versus Survive. But this is probably the most popular and probably one of the best made Digimon games that there is so far.
You know, I was looking at the weird holidays today, and today is National Say No to Negativity Day, so I have absolutely nothing but great things and anticipation to say about this game. Let's jump into it. If anybody has ever read any of those, you might be a psychopath, sociopath, one of those words. But good for you. I've never read them. If one of my kidneys goes missing, we'll know where it went. It's Digimon.
ようこそデジラボへ。ここはデジタルワールドとかすかに交わる電脳空間の狭間よ。ここに来られたということは、あなたにはここに刻まれた運命にアクセスする資格があるということね。それなら選んでちょうだい。この2つの運命、どちらの枝葉をたぐるのか。あなたの前にあるのは、現実世界と電脳世界が交わることで起きるある物語の記録よ。
So, being that we are playing the complete edition, it allows you to choose between the basic Cyber Sleuth game and Hacker's Memory at first.
So what would you suggest I do as a first-time player?
Cyber Sleuth is the original game, and Hacker's Memory is like a side story. You play different characters in each. Hacker's Memory kind of fills in some blanks on Cyber Sleuth, and does have a few improvements in gameplay. But the downside is it'll actually make it harder to go back and play Cyber Sleuth, in my opinion.
So I should start with Cyber Sleuth, and then head over to the Hacker.
Yeah. And the Japanese usually read from right to left. That's why they put Cyber Sleuth on the right and Hacker's Memory on the left.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. All right. This all looks good. Whoops.
That's fine.
All right, no going back. All right. So that character's name is Night Satan?
What?
Which implies that there's a day Satan?
Well, these are all like message boards names. Ah. Well, there's your day, Satan.
That's a day Satan.
So when I first played the game, it didn't really point it out very well, but the Aiba character down in the bottom with the X and the circle is the eyes. That's your character. Or your avatar right here.
Alright. So, boys always get cooler clothes, so I always go male. And, gotta use my username. Straight edge. Or sedge, however you want to produce that out of your mouth.
You know, it's been a while since I played this, and they mentioned this cyberspace is a metaverse, and this came out several years before Facebook changed their name.
Sounds like somebody owes them some money. So does this actually connect to the internet?
You can do some arena fighting online. I've never actually done it. But you can fight other people's teams online. It's not actually required for the game.
I used to wear belts like that when I was in high school. Alright, so I'm just supposed to run around and talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
That round thing with the arrows is access point. You can use it to travel around Eden. Alright. I've heard there's an area in Eden filled with hackers. Why wouldn't the company shut down such a dangerous area at once? Creepy hacker. Wish I could turn it around. Huh? What?
All the camera angles are fixed for the most part.
I'm logged in from abroad. It's all thanks to Eden that I can keep up with my buddies.
So Eden is like a three-dimensional internet, basically.
So do I have to talk to all of the NPC?
Usually there'll be like a chat bubble or something that shows up on a particular NPC that's important, but sometimes you have to just wander around.
Now I know they mentioned these little jump points.
Yeah, see that shining point back there?
Right.
That's usually like an interactable. It's either an item or something that'll... Yeah, that's a medal. The medals are just like collectibles, and there's a guy who will give you stuff for them later on. I believe there's somebody that you have to talk to up on that upper floor.
Looks like there's somebody way off in the distance over here. Let's see. Where is she? I was supposed to meet my friend ages ago, but I don't see her anywhere. Can you go back here? Nope. Mother and... Alright, child. Father. Human. We did it.
So, there's a transport point back towards the screen. Originally, this game came out on the Vita, so they didn't put too much huge maps on it.
Bye-bye.
So Kowloon is also a place. I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's a walled city in, I think it's China or Korea. There's like a huge apartment complex that they just walled in.
I think I've seen some horror stories with that.
Yeah. I think it's abandoned now, but it used to be just like a bunch of squatters and stuff living in an apartment complex that they walled off and made into basically its own little city that just kept getting bigger and bigger.
So it'll show me the key before I talk to these folks, right?
Yeah, it'll have a key on it kind of above their head, like this guy has a lock above his head, and if you mention something, that's the only keyword you have for now.
How to get the first keyword to remember from Mr. Nabbit. I wonder if someone knows it. That's weird. Go talk to a hacker if you want to know about it. That guy has no time for our mess.
Yeah. Well, we did run into a shady character earlier.
Alright. So we're done here?
Yeah.
I remember the rude young man who wouldn't speak with us. Sir? I have a feeling we're gonna figure out who this human is. So...
You should be able to access the area now. So whenever you get a URL, it generally means you open a new area in Eden or a new area in another place.
Do you understand why I picked the male characters?
To be fair, the female version of this character looks... She's wearing tights and a skirt. But the same t-shirt.
So are they speaking in Japanese?
Yes. They originally made this game in Japan specifically for the Vita, and they never planned to bring it over here until enough people signed a petition in the West to say, we want this Digimon game, and they brought it over on the Vita and the PS4. And then it got popular enough that they ported it to the Switch after Hacker's Memory came out.
And what year did it originally come?
I want to say it was like over 5 years ago. So 2014 or 15 is probably when it was on the Vita. And it got ported maybe 2 years after that.
And 2014 was nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the way I'm looking at it is, so the complete edition came out on the 20th, on their 20th anniversary, and a couple months ago was Digimon's 25th anniversary. Or last month, I think. They're still releasing stuff for the 25th anniversary.
I know you and I actually got a hold of some of the 20th edition Tamagotchi style.
Yeah, the V-Pets. The 20th version was collecting all of the original V-Pets into one device. And then adding a couple more. So they're coming out with a 25th version, and they're actually doing a Vital bracelet in the style of the original V-Pets. So it's going to have like that brick design on the band and on the face of it. But I'm not super jazzed. They're going to make a dim card for it, which has like the same dot sprites as the original V-Pets for the watch, which I don't really... Like, I would rather they just put them all in color and kept the same roster.
I know you're very excited about your new watch.
Yes. Just got the English version of the Vital bracelet called the Vital Hero. So, yeah, there's a lot of text at the beginning of the game. But pretty soon you'll get to pick your first Digimon. So if you missed any of that, now that you and your friends are together, the mysterious Mr. Navitt, Mr. Navitt is the mascot for the Eden program, but that one was not the real Mr. Navitt. But it showed up and hacked your Digivices, which in this game is anything that allows you to access Eden. So for your character, it's the goggles on your head. But now you have a program, which is illegal, that will allow you to interact with Digimon.
Man, it's a ghost. You gonna chase a ghost down?
Could be a digital ghost.
I don't know about you, but I live in a area where ghost hunters show up to film programs and write books and stuff, and that's not really how ghosts work. Does it actually matter what you respond with?
It changes, like, their responses. There is some stuff that's got weird translations where it's like, you only really have one thing to say, but they put multiple prompts because they had to change it from Japanese to English. So it's all one long sentence, but it looks like multiple sentences.
Alright, so we should save just to be prepared is what they're telling us.
Yep. So when you're saving on the complete edition, it shows you your status on both Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory on the same file.
Cool.
And once you beat both games, there's still some challenge stuff post-game, and you can actually start transferring your Digimon between the games.
That actually sounds very fun. Are all of the Digimon included in both of the games?
In the complete edition, yes, they added some stuff in Hacker's Memory, but they added it into the complete edition of Cyber Sleuth. There is one Digimon that you cannot get or evolve into until you beat Hacker's Memory, though.
Now, I know that when I was logging into the game initially, I had to do an update.
Mm-hmm.
Does this game still get updates?
No, that was probably just the most recent update from the last time. This game's been out for a couple years now. So, it did get several updates over time.
So is this game going to be related to the game coming out tomorrow at all?
No, other than a lot of the Digimon games, there were very few that are actually direct sequels or involved with each other. Like, even Digimon World 1, 2, 3, and 4 are not related to each other other than that they're Digimon. So it's a lot like Final Fantasy, where like attacks and creatures will be related, but the storylines will be different and set in different worlds.
Okay, so that's kind of similar to Xenoblade then.
I will say the only complaint I have about Cyber Sleuth is that you see all this blue stuff around you. This is pretty much how all the dungeons look. Like it's supposed to seem like an unfinished computer program error, like area, but a lot of the stuff that you'll be seeing looks like this.
So how many hours would you say the game is if you played straight through?
I'd say probably 25 to 40, but I will say on the Switch edition you'll probably end up with a couple hundred hours, because if you leave it in sleep mode it just doesn't turn off. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because your Digimon on your farm gain experience while they're just sitting there.
Uh-oh. Do we get to pick? Is he our Professor Oak?
I wouldn't call him that, but you do get to pick from 3 different Digimon.
This is Ghost Oak.
So, keep in mind that every Digimon can technically eventually become any other Digimon through choosing an evolution path.
Well, I want to get the adorable animal type, but I don't want to be cliche.
Well, I can tell you that Terriermon, who's the animal type, is the only one that starts with a heal spell early on, or it'll gain one early on. So, the way that Digimon work, in this particular game there are elemental differences.
Oh, we got a puppy coming to say hello. Unfortunately, July 27th is Take Your Houseplant for a Walk Day, not Take Your Dog for a Walk Day. Sorry, bud.
Okay. So there's elemental types in Cyber Sleuth, which do affect attacks and stuff. But the major ones are, there is vaccine, data, and virus. And they have like a rock, paper, scissors going on. So Terriermon, I believe, is the vaccine, and vaccine is good against virus. Palmon, who's the plant, is a data type and is good against vaccine. And then virus would be Hagurumon, which is the gear-looking guy, and they're good against data, but vaccine beats them.
So, I'm going to avoid the cliche, and I'm going to go with the possibly fragrant plant type.
Okay. Palmon is a data type and has an attribute of plant. So the attributes do affect damage and stuff, but it's less than the data. Or their type affects damage more than their attribute does.
Man, Majora's Mask isn't aging well.
せっかく用意したデジモンにデジモンならいくらでもいる。しかし驚いたよ。このエリアに程度の低いハッカーが悪ふざけで話したか、あるいは追いかけあのあれはまだ君の手にある。なんだ君は物好きだぞ。だが単なるプログラム同士の小競り合いに首を突っ込んで怪我でもしたら君がそう決めたなら好きにするという。
So that little glowing cube that was on the map for a second is a treasure chest.
Whoops.
You'll have a chance to go back and get it at some point.
とんでもない卵だな。本当に物好きだな。君、いや、ただの人のしか。奇遇だな。僕もそれなりにまあ、君は何もしなくても構わない。ただ見ていればいい。どうやら君と一緒に戦うつもりらしい。随分と手順が狂ったか。
Dance Dance Digimon.
は君のものだ。準備はいいか。
I'm not gonna remember any of that.
It's not really that difficult. So, quick rundown, you can do a physical attack, you can do a skill, guard, use an item, or charge, which just makes everybody attack. But skills are generally your bread and butter. And you've got Poison Ivy on Crucilamon. So that symbol, so the color of the symbol next to your health bar tells you what attribute they are, and the shape tells you what type they are. So Crucilamon is a free type, so it's not affected by data, virus vaccine, but is a dark type, so it's weak to light.
Alright. We're winning so far.
And you learned Crescent Leaf.
Alright.
Digimon Capture のスキャンを介さずにデジモンが手に入ることはましてやプログラムが人に懐いたりだろう。なんとも奇妙な光景だ。君はともかく卵は帰った。それじゃあ僕は目つきの悪い少年。彼なら先のエリアに。そこはかつてエデンのエントランスだった。その証拠に初期タイプのログアウトゾーンを満たされた。今はプロテクトでロックされていて使用できないんだ。そうだな。目つきの悪い彼には問題なく解除できる。なぜ驚く。
You would think top tier hackers wouldn't accept noobs.
Every team has their own thing going on. You'll get more information on it later. So the interesting thing about Digimon, or these Digimon, is that, so your Digimon, I find it helpful to change their name because you'll be changing their form so often. But the way things work is you can Digivolve up and down, and eventually you'll, so you have to go back and get Nokia from where she was.
Well, I was hoping I could get that treasure chest, but I guess not.
You'll have to come back this way, but you kind of just left Nokia in the middle of nowhere.
Oops. She's fine. Have you ever tried to break a Nokia phone? You can't.
Interestingly enough, her Digivice is a phone.
Was that a nod or a coincidence?
I'm not certain. I believe I read somewhere that these two are voiced by the original voice actors of Agumon and Gabumon.
Really?
From the first anime series.
You know, I do a lot of martial arts, and whenever we punch or kick, we're supposed to Kia.
Mm.
She's the opposite. There's no Kia. Mm-mm. Do you know what Kia means?
No.
Spirit cry. Man, that Agumon looks like my young nephew.
Probably eat about as much.
Yeah. Alright, still can't go back for my treasure.
Think you can.
Oh, too late.
I think it's actually ahead of where you are now.
Whoops. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Since it let me go back. I'm gonna say that's a no.
So, yeah, that's the scanner. When you scan Digimon, so Poison Ivy is probably a better attack, simply because it has a chance to inflict poison. All Digimon have a signature attack, which tends to be better than the regular generic attacks you can learn. So what I was saying earlier is that as you level up and down, you'll learn skills and you get to keep the skills. So you can equip them onto other Digimon, or the whatever form of Digimon you turn into.
And so this isn't like Pokemon where you want to get them as close to fainting as possible.
No. You don't capture Digimon, you just scan their data. You can get up to 200%, and then when you convert the data, the higher level they'll have when you convert them. So it's basically some healing potions.
So I'm basically running around in the wild right now.
Yes.
So what happens if I just click attack in the middle?
It'll just do a physical attack.
Whoa. What?
Physical attacks don't take up SP, but they're generally significantly weaker.
Now, do Digimon heal in between battles on their own?
No, they don't. You'll have to use HP and SP capsules, but when they level up, they do fully heal.
And that is what I just got.
Yeah. So if you go into your menu, X, and go to the folder icon, down, up.
Oh, that was fast.
There's your items. And then you have HP and SP capsules and a poison recovery. Status recovery happens after every fight. The other stuff, your field guide is basically like your Pokédex.
Okay. I got you. Now, do I need to go back this
No, you
one?
need to go
Okay.
north from here.
I was hoping I could do the little Zelda. Ha! Ha!
No, that's the one thing I would say that Hacker's Memory definitely has over Cyber Sleuth, is that you learn the ability to hack your character into running faster.
Well, that's cool.
So now that you've hit 100%, you could create a Koromon later when you get access to that ability.
I'm telling you, this little puffy guy right here's got it out for me. Is he the Zapdos of the Digimon world?
A Koromon?
Hmm?
He's Agumon's younger form, basically. So he's kind of like a Pichu, I guess. You're out of SP, so you could just physically attack. At this point in the game, it's not too much of a difference. But as you go on, physical attacks will get weaker.
Oh, cool.
So now you could convert that when you get the ability to convert Digimon.
So you basically have to encounter the Digimon X amount of times.
Yeah. That's just to make a Digimon. Like, you don't have to encounter them to evolve into them for the most part. There are a few that are locked behind events.
So do I need to go up there to that? Oh, cool.
That's Sunomon. That's a younger Gabumon.
And I'm out of SP right now?
Yeah, you've got some capsules that you could use,
But it doesn't matter at this point.
yeah. And if you're close to leveling up, so
Okay, and it'll automatically...
yeah, you'll fully heal on level up.
So do I need to go back the way I went? Go up those stairs, maybe?
You can go either way.
Okay. Are there treasures on the other side as well?
There's treasure all around. I'm trying to remember exactly where you need to go. I don't think you can get through that hack gate right now. So as you can see, Koromons went over 100%. 200% is the cap, and it affects like where they're at when you make them. You might want to heal now.
Yeah.
So go to item, and then hit A. Then HP recovery capsule.
Now, will I lose a turn for that?
Yes. But eventually you'll have 3 members in your team, so...
So why didn't it scan the little milky guy?
It did. It just didn't get to 100%.
So I guess I should save just in case. Whoops. And then maybe give this guy an HP capsule? Or just wait for him to...
You might want to use an SP capsule. It's the file folder next to the Digimon symbol. So you got 9 HP capsules.
So I should use the SP?
Yeah, you're out of SP completely right now.
And that won't refill when he evolves?
It will refill when they level up.
Oh, well then I'll just do an HP.
Okay. And eventually you'll just be overflowing with those like in most games.
I've got the glitch. It's not low.
So I know you don't know all the Digimon, but I can tell you that's not a Digimon.
Yeah, it looks safe. Japanese and their tentacles. And I'm still out of SP, so I will just be using an attack. What? We're in danger. So we should guard, or what are you thinking?
Well, it seems like the other attacks aren't doing any other damage either, and they're not doing physical attacks.
So I guess I need to do a special attack.
No, I'm saying like Gabumon and Agumon are using their special attacks and also doing nothing.
So guard?
Yeah. You had an extra turn after that. So if you look over on the right hand side, it'll show you what doing something, how it will affect the turn order.
Well, it would seem that it would be pointless to attack again after I guard.
Well, guard only lasts for one turn, until your next turn.
Well, maybe something will change. What? Their police are like ours. But she hasn't threatened to arrest anybody.
Different kind of detective.
So, I think we're sitting right about the 1 hour mark, and we're probably going to cut it here for now. My thought so far is that it's set up a really interesting plot line, and I'm definitely going to be coming back to play. What were your thoughts on the game to this point?
Well, at this point, I was kind of interested in seeing where things were going. There's probably another. I mean, effectively, you're still in the tutorial. You still got a few more things that the game's going to teach you about. This part of the game was pretty interesting because it just kind of dumps you into a world that you don't really know much about, and it's very different from other Digimon games. So, like other Digimon game, I'd say the closest one is probably Digimon World 3, and that one's set in a world where it's like, like over a decade before Sword Art Online came out. It was like you log into a Digimon MMO, and then your character gets stuck and can't log out.
What was the name of the anime where the big-headed kids that were kind of like anime logging online?
Like the CGI one?
Yeah, it was on Cartoon Network.
I think that was Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko. There we go.
I didn't really watch very much of it.
I loved it. I loved that as a kid. But the body turning into the pixelated blue form there reminded me of Code Lyoko for a moment.
They definitely go into more detail on what happened to your character.
Good. Well, I enjoyed it, and I think for now we'll save and probably make an episode 2 here before very long. And I really appreciate you bringing me in on this Digiworld. So it's my understanding you're going to be doing a video series on the page by yourself.
Yeah, I'm intending to... Survive comes out tomorrow, and I've got to work the next couple days, but I'll be off for the weekend, and you're going on vacation, so I figured I'd probably just do a live playthrough of a blind run of Survive.
Oh my god, are you going to stream it or are you going to record it?
I will probably stream it, but it depends on how things go.
That's
I'm
insane.
still learning about recording and streaming myself.
Well, I'm so excited to see the channel takeover and how this goes. So, anyway, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and of course you have the password to the account, so, we're gonna shut it off there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and we will definitely see you in episode 2, as well as for the release of Digimon Survive tomorrow. Thanks, guys.